There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
From where I was sitting, you couldn't tell. I couldn't tell that it didn't look like Will hit Chris.
You and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives. I feel like you're a straight talker.
I am.
Except you're not sometimes.
Will Smith's return to the Hollywood spotlight could be hitting a massive roadblock, and it's more intense than anyone anticipated. Behind the scenes, the once promising talks for Men in Black 5 have descended into a whirlwind of chaos and clashing egos. What started as a straightforward negotiation has now spiraled into a gripping standoff, threatening to reshape the future of one of Hollywood's most iconic franchises. But this isn't just about a single blockbuster movie. It's about the seismic shifts rippling through the entertainment industry right now. Insiders whisper of power struggles, shifting alliances, and long-simmering tensions that are coming to a head. Could this be the ultimate turning point not only for Smith but for the entire Men in Black legacy? As speculation swirls and high-stakes decisions loom, one thing is clear. This moment has the potential to redefine how Hollywood does business with its A-listers. Following the infamous 2022 Oscars debacle, Will Smith's once stellar career has struggled to find its footing. Although some of his recent projects have garnered praise, the scandal's shadow has loomed large, casting doubt over his ability to fully reclaim his throne in Hollywood. Determined to shift the narrative, Smith turned his attention to a role that defined his career: the slick, sharp, and unforgettable Agent J in Men in Black. Fans were quick to rally behind what they hoped would be the perfect redemption arc. But while the idea thrilled audiences, the reality behind the scenes has been anything but smooth. At the heart of this brewing storm is a colossal salary standoff that's shaking up the entire negotiation process. Smith is reportedly demanding an eye-popping $110 million to step back into the shoes of Agent J, a hefty 10% bump from the paycheck he secured for Men in Black 3. But Sony isn't playing ball. Studio executives are standing firm, with offers ranging between $85 and $90 million. They're pointing to today's shaky box office environment and the need to tread carefully when it comes to massive financial commitments. Studios can no longer afford to give out massive paydays without guaranteed returns, even for established stars like Smith, says entertainment analyst Sarah Chen. Her statement underscores the new financial pressures that even Hollywood giants face in a rapidly changing industry. This clash over money isn't just about numbers. It's about what's at stake for both sides. For Smith, it's a chance to reignite his career with a splashy comeback that could restore his superstar status. For Sony, it's a high-risk gamble on whether the audience still has the appetite for more of the Men in Black magic, especially with a budget potentially strained by such a massive paycheck. As these behind-the-scenes negotiations play out, one thing is clear. The outcome of this financial face-off could mark a pivotal moment for Smith, the Men in Black franchise, and Hollywood's evolving rules of engagement. Will the iconic Agent J ever make his return, or will this epic showdown end with the franchise in limbo? Only time and some tough decisions will tell. This high-stakes standoff isn't just a matter of dollars and cents. It reflects a deeper transformation in Hollywood, where even the most elite stars are facing tougher battles to justify their jaw-dropping paychecks. For Will Smith, the negotiation isn't merely about money. It's about safeguarding his legacy as one of Hollywood's most bankable icons. The fallout from the 2022 Oscars incident still casts a long shadow, and this deal could determine whether Smith reclaims his A-list dominance or slides further into uncertainty. But the plot thickens with the involvement of Jada Pinkett Smith, whose presence has injected even more drama into an already volatile situation. According to insiders, Jada has been actively pushing Will to secure a role for her in the Men in Black sequel, a move that has sparked fierce resistance from Sony. Executives reportedly view her potential casting as a risky proposition that could tarnish the franchise's reputation. The studio wants nothing to do with Jada, revealed an insider privy to the tense negotiations. They see her involvement as a significant risk factor. This blunt assessment highlights the caution dominating studio boardrooms in an era when public perception can make or break a project. The clash over Jada's role has triggered explosive confrontations during meetings, with emotions running high. Will, deeply invested in the outcome, has allegedly shown visible frustration when Sony firmly shuts down any proposals involving his wife. Reports suggest that these heated exchanges have escalated to the point where they're contributing to delays, leaving the project stuck in a limbo of unresolved tensions. For Smith, this isn't just a battle over creative control, it's a deeply personal matter. His determination to include Jada reflects both loyalty and a desire to share the spotlight, but it's also a gamble that's testing the limits of his influence in Hollywood. Meanwhile, for Sony, the stakes are just as high. The studio must weigh the risk of alienating Smith against the potential fallout of attaching a polarizing figure to one of their most beloved franchises. As negotiations drag on, the clock is ticking. Will this standoff lead to a breakthrough or derail the entire project? The fate of Men in Black 5 hangs in the balance, and every move in this game of high-stakes chess could have lasting consequences for everyone involved. Tommy Lee Jones, the legendary face of Agent K, has already signed on to return for the next Men in Black installment. His paycheck, a modest $45 to $50 million compared to the stakes surrounding Will Smith, reflects both his commitment and the studio's reliance on his steady presence. However, there's a significant twist. Jones's agreement hinges entirely on Smith's participation. Without Agent J, Agent K may not suit up at all. Sony executives are acutely aware that the magic of the franchise lies in the electric chemistry between these two stars. For fans, their on-screen camaraderie is nothing short of iconic, and any attempt to reboot without both actors would feel incomplete. But the ongoing standoff with Smith has thrown this delicate balance into turmoil. If Smith walks away from the negotiating table, insiders suggest Jones will likely bow out too, leaving the project in shambles. This precarious situation has already taken a heavy toll on the production timeline. The conflict has caused over 6 weeks of costly delays, grinding progress to a frustrating halt. Reports indicate that pre-production expenses alone have surged past $4.2 million, with mounting losses adding pressure to an already strained situation. Meanwhile, critical marketing strategies remain in a holding pattern, with lucrative brand partnerships worth millions of dollars stuck in limbo as the studio scrambles to find a resolution. Behind the scenes, tensions are reaching a boiling point. Sony executives are said to be growing increasingly exasperated as negotiations drag on without resolution. But what's raising eyebrows is Smith's behavior during these talks, which insiders describe as erratic and unpredictable. Meetings that were supposed to focus on creative and financial details have instead descended into chaos, particularly when Jada Pinkett Smith's potential involvement is brought up. Discussions are heated, sometimes even chaotic, one insider revealed. Some meetings have ended abruptly, with tempers flaring whenever Jada's role is mentioned. These accounts paint a picture of a negotiation process that's far from smooth, one riddled with emotional outbursts and unresolved frustrations. The longer this stalemate drags on, the more precarious the future of Men in Black 5 becomes. Sony faces a daunting dilemma: how to navigate the storm of conflicting demands without derailing a franchise beloved by millions. For now, the project hangs by a thread, with every passing day adding weight to the question: can this cinematic dream team reunite, or is the franchise destined for an uncertain future? The repercussions of Will Smith's contentious standoff with Sony are stretching far beyond the world of Men in Black. Reports indicate that 3 major studios have put potential collaborations with the star on hold, voicing concerns about his increasingly combative approach to negotiations. These projects, now shelved indefinitely, represent a staggering $200 million in potential revenue, money that could have further solidified Smith's status as a Hollywood powerhouse. This isn't just a blow to Smith's immediate career prospects, it's a sign of a seismic shift in Hollywood's priorities. Once upon a time, an actor of Smith's stature could command near unquestionable loyalty from studios, but the landscape is evolving rapidly. Industry insiders suggest that studios are placing greater value on financial prudence over big-name star power, even when dealing with household names like Will Smith. The driving force behind this trend? The unpredictable nature of today's box office market. Even beloved franchises aren't immune to underwhelming returns, forcing studios to rethink their strategies. The days of guaranteeing massive paychecks for A-listers are dwindling, shared one industry analyst. Studios are now laser-focused on protecting their bottom line, even if it means taking risks on lesser-known talent or reimagining franchises without their original stars. What makes the situation surrounding Men in Black 5 so significant is how it encapsulates this shifting power dynamic. At the heart of the drama is more than just a contractual dispute. It's a battle over how much influence an actor can truly wield in a changing industry. While Smith's star power once seemed unshakable, his recent negotiating tactics are being interpreted by some as evidence of a fading era, one where individual actors could hold an entire franchise's future in their hands. But the implications for Smith personally are just as dramatic. His once impeccable reputation as one of Hollywood's most reliable and bankable stars has taken hit after hit. Industry insiders and fans alike are left questioning whether this standoff could mark the beginning of the end for his A-list dominance. Can he still bounce back from controversy and reclaim his place at the top, or is his career entering an inevitable decline? The stakes couldn't be higher. As negotiations for Men in Black 5 remain deadlocked, the future of the beloved franchise teeters on the edge of collapse. But what's at risk here isn't just one film. It's a broader reckoning within the entertainment world. Smith's ability or inability to navigate these turbulent waters could set a precedent for how studios and stars interact moving forward. And Hollywood is paying attention. With studios, fans, and critics all watching this saga unfold, the outcome will reverberate far beyond the walls of Sony's offices. Whether Smith finds a way to emerge victorious or faces the harsh reality of a changing industry, one thing is clear. This moment could redefine what it means to be a star in the modern era of entertainment. Is this the final chapter for Will Smith's reign as a box office titan? Or will he once again defy the odds and reclaim his throne? The answer remains shrouded in uncertainty. But one thing is certain. The story unfolding now could change the Hollywood game forever.